Welcome to the RS001 Audi Quattro Group S build. We're here with Jake from Racinglines and we've made some hoses today. So yeah, thanks for coming down.
No problem at all.
It's been amazing. It's been a long day.
Yes, definitely.
And a beer. We're not allowed to talk about beer, are we, on YouTube?
Yeah, as long as he's not drinking one.
Okay, we're going to go for a beer after this, so it's going to be a long day, wouldn't it? But,
yeah.
But it's been mint. So we're using Racinglines hoses throughout the car, and they're the Superlight range. And for me, they're the ultimate hose for any sort of build, because what it's allowed us to do is they're ultra flexible and they're all crimped ends, so we've got no risk of leak and stuff like that. And yeah, away you go. So, because there used to be a smooth bore.
Correct, yeah. So the Superlight range is actually a convoluted hose.
That's it.
That has to be deconvoluted before crimping, just to ensure that the ends don't leak.
Yeah.
But we used to use a reusable type fitting with the same fabric outside braid of the hose, but it didn't actually offer the flexibility that 9 times out of 10 people wanted from like a fuel line, say.
Yeah, and to be honest, we've got some serious bends on this as well, haven't we?
Yes,
like
yeah.
The little gearbox bypass one, it nearly wraps around on itself, and it's literally a couple of inches
like
apart.
It's like a little short U-shaped hose.
Yeah, but it still holds its concentric roundness.
Yes, yeah.
They're round. Yeah.
Yeah, in the other style hose, you'd normally find that like the liner would split when tried to actually flex it, but whereas with the convolution, it allows for the flexibility. You've got the cotton braid, so it doesn't rub on any of your paintwork or anything, or any of the chassis or anything that's been done.
Massive advantage. Isn't
it? Definitely. And then, like you say, the crimp just offers a guarantee.
Yeah.
It's not something that's reversible, but as long as, like in this case, we come down with the van and we can crimp the hoses for you in the right orientation, because it all depends, doesn't it? You can crimp them out of line, and then they won't actually fit onto the vehicle and stuff. So
and to be honest, that's what today's been about, isn't it? Like we've had quite a lot of times, because you don't always know the length of the hose and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can kind of crimp one end, get that right and aligned right, then you could like fit the hose, get it in the right path, and then mark it and crimp it. And
and you can always just, it's easy enough to just double check, ain't it? Just refit the hose rather than guessing and stuff. And then once it's all crimped, it's secure then, and you know it's not going anywhere with no issues or anything.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously all the different sizes as well. Because, I mean, although this is all space framed and in theory it's all bespoke build, you can put everything where you want.
Yeah.
My God, if you had like big bulky, sort of connections and stuff, it'd just be a nightmare to.
Yes, yeah.
You've seen how tight it is in the sump area, isn't it?
Yeah,
for the oil fittings, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, and like on the engine where we've had to modify a fitting and stuff.
Yeah.
With having like the option of having the 90 degrees in the swept versions, or the forged 90s and stuff, just having the variation in fittings and stuff means that it can pretty much fit any application really. Yeah,
100%. And because this car's mid-mounted, or sorry, the engine's mid-mounted as well, one of the problems that we run into was like, I had a panic text Jake to like the fitting that comes out the back of the engine that goes to the top hose of the cooling system is so tight to the bulkhead, and like thankfully they had a smaller forged fitting that we could fit, which was probably about 10 mil in size off it, and even then I had to do a bit of Shilby engineering and grind a bit of the way of the thread to get it to get it past it really. But you can't, because the flywall in the car, we want to keep it as back close to the engine as possible to give enough like cockpit room and stuff like that. It's not just a matter of, making a big fitting and, we haven't got all that space really.
Yes, yeah, it weren't the case. Like we both said earlier when we were making the hose, you could have gone down the route of a bespoke fitting or an adapter sort of thing to suit, but the quickest and easiest option really for
Yeah,
us was
100%.
to modify that fitting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
And I suppose that's the joy of, like, when Jake's been down with the van, is like we've been able to orientate all the hoses perfect.
yeah.
Isn't it? It's been so easy.
Yeah, rather than you having to like mock the hose length up
Yeah.
and then bring it to us, here we can be 100% certain that once we've crimped the hoses, they're all going to fit perfectly. And every hose, we've not made one yet that doesn't fit.
Yeah,
So,
and because it's YouTube as well, you'd never know, because we just wouldn't show you, because everything's perfect on YouTube, isn't it?
cut all of the
we'll
bad
just cut all
parts
that
and-
out, and nobody would know really, So, but no, it's been really good, really good.
It's been great to see the build, to be honest.
Yeah,
in
thank
person.
you. So yeah, hopefully we can. Jake's going to take the hoses away because the hoses that run through the cabin are right next to the co-driver, and also we've got hot and cold pipes that are going to have different temperatures of water through it. We don't want them to like radiate heat off each other. So you also offer a sleeving for it.
Yes, yeah, heat protective sleeving that it's got like a silicone outer braid with
perfect.
fiberglass inside, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just offers insulation basically.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
Whilst insulating it, it stops the heat from the outside of, like you say, transferring between the pipes and heating up the cold pipes.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
cooling down the hot ones.
That would be perfect. And then we're only going to run the fire sleeving on the cockpit side, like just in here, because the hoses touch each other and run along each other. And then we're going to run it probably in the engine bay as well, or not?
Yes, yeah.
Keep calling it engine bay. Why the hell? There's no engine in the engine bay, the front, because that's next to the fuel system. So we don't want to be heating up the fuel to increase the charge temps of the fuel. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for that, really.
Yep.
And one thing that we've had to do as well is the electronic water pump that's on the car. To find a spot for that is a real nightmare, to be fair. But the best spot where it sort of can be sat is next to the radiator in the front. So we're going to have to make a little tiny crimp from left to right, and then I'll take the radiator back out the car, and then we could then make the mount for the electronic water pump as well.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
And you've got a special crimper back at the base, haven't you?
Yes, because it's such a short hose that they're both 90s, although because they're both parallel, they end up fouling on the back of the crimper in the van.
Fair
but
play.
we've got the bigger machine back at base to actually get that done.
Yeah, because you guys also sell a crimper, don't you?
Yes, yeah, we've got different options.
Handheld.
Yes, there's like a manual option. We can obviously supply hydraulic ones and stuff. It's just all price dependent, really.
Yeah, 100%.
But the manual ones are really good. We've got one that I've regularly used to plumb up some cars and things. It's just really the only difference is you save time with the hydraulic one because it's just push and go, really.
You'd be frigging buffed, man, if you had to walk around with a manual machine all the time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, perfect for, because John Webster's got a manual machine, hasn't he?
Yes.
For Webster Race Engineering, who done, all the chassis and stuff. Like, he's actually a Racinglines distributor as well, and he's got the hand crimper to, because it's a lot. It's all about being self-sufficient when you're a shop, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you can sort of, I've got the machine to do the -3, -4 fittings here, and then away you go.
Yeah.
So, but it's been good. It's been good. Good day. So,
Good long day.
Cheers for coming down.
No problem at all.
Well, there won't be any leaks. Should be all right, shouldn't it? As long as they tighten up all the hoses.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, once we get the other pipes back, we can start to get the fluids in it, and eventually, run out of more jobs to eventually get to the wiring, I suppose. So,
The part that you're dreading.
Yeah, the part that I'm dreading, really. So, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.